Mr. Harshvardhan Shringla, India's former High Commissioner to Dhaka, and of course having been Foreign Secretary of the country, is speaking.
Situation where people, especially younger people, are expressing their frustration on the streets, and so I would also look at it as an economic factor, and clearly, of course, as we have always said, opportunists, whether it's the opposition BNP or it's the Jamaat-E-Islami, which is the radical, pro-Pakistan Islamist grouping that is very active on the streets. They have joined the protests and they have actually brought in that violence into the protests. You cannot rule out the involvement of foreign powers who are inimical to Bangladesh's interests and frankly to our security interests also. Definitely you cannot rule out the fact that certain interests have been fishing in troubled waters. But I think that the situation itself was possibly a result of several underlying factors inherent within the Bangladesh system.
How will it augur for India's security and geostrategy? Because our borders are very, very porous, and our politics is very intertwined in a way. So, how do you see this auguring for India, sir, in coming days? Because, as you said, radical parties may take over, army will be there, and foreign hand is also there, probably China, if you are not mentioning maybe. But how do you think India will be dealing with this, and what will be the challenge for India?
Well, the India-Bangladesh border is the longest border we have with any other country. It's over 4,000 kilometers. It's very strategic. There's a straddle that space that includes the chicken's neck and goes across to many of our northeastern states. An unstable Bangladesh can add to instability in parts of our country which we do not want to see. So a peaceful, stable, prosperous Bangladesh is in India's best. And it's very important that we work with all concerned to ensure that our interests and those of Bangladesh are secured. I would think that the developments that have occurred have been really to avoid further bloodshed, because it was clear that had the status quo remained, it would have resulted in significant uptake in the violence. Ultimately, it's in our interest to ensure that there is peace and stability in our neighboring countries. So, I think those developments, recent developments, have played out in a practical manner. And we will be engaged. And just answering the last part of your question, I have no doubt that our interlocutors will be engaged with the concerned people in Bangladesh, and that we will ensure that our larger interests are protected, and that we will work constructively to ensure that there is peace and stability in Bangladesh.
Mr. Shringla, you also served as a foreign secretary. Under such circumstances, do you think now, as you said, that we are going to engage through our interlocutors or directly? So, how easy will it be for India now? Because India has backed Sheikh Hasina, and we had a wonderful chemistry between the two democracies. We have seen de-radicalization. We have seen, people, terrorist organizations being called out there and caught and handed over to India. We have seen a massive drop in the smuggling. So, how is now India going to cope with these factors, with the new establishment or the interim arrangement or the army coup, whatever you can say?
So, for us, it's very important to be engaged with Bangladesh. We had a very, very good relationship with the government of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. There's been a huge amount of development, positive developments that have been possible under her government. But at the end of the day, the relationship is based on a people-to-people contact. There's a strong people-to-people connect. We have strong ties across the board in a multifaceted manner in Bangladesh's society. And we will engage any political or any other organization that we need to in the furtherance of our larger interests and those of Bangladesh.
Sir, but I was reading some of the articles in the Bangladeshi press. They are saying that it is Sheikh Hasina's closeness with India and anti-India sentiments which has also contributed to the situation.
Well, I mean, there will always be people who will be inimical to our interests, and these are people who trace their origin back to the time that they backed Pakistan in 1971, and their descendants continue to back radical and fundamental interests in that country. I don't think we need to be concerned about that strain of thought. The average Bangladeshi knows that India has always acted in the best interest of Bangladesh. Whatever we have done in our to mutual benefit of both our countries, and we will continue to do that. I mean, it's an exceptional relationship where I think India has assisted Bangladesh and Bangladesh has assisted India. And I think if the country is to progress and if we have to move forward, I think that relationship of mutual benefit, a relationship that seeks to cooperate constructively rather than to confront each other, I think will work in the best interest of the people of both our countries.
Mr. Shringla, my last question. Do you think Ms. Hasina will be given shelter in India, or she'll be staying here, or she'll be fleeing to some other country?
It's difficult for me to say. I mean, keep in mind that Sheikh Hasina was here right from 1975 till about 1979 or so, when she went back to her country after the assassination of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, her father. So India has never denied safe haven or asylum to those that have been in our neighborhood. But my own sense is that there are many other places the Prime Minister may choose to go. So it's difficult. We can only speculate at this point.
Sir, I will just ask one or two questions in Hindi.